fans, welcome back. It is Zach Miller and Peter Hale, and this is the Midtown Madness podcast. Before we get going, of course, thank you all so much for listening. It means the world to both of us. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure you're subscribed to us on all platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, whatever new thing is out there now. I'm sure we're on it. It is summertime in St. Louis. It is hot in St. Louis. So I know that it's not, true old school salsa season, right? But our friends over at Two Men in the Garden know that. They put out great products that you can taste all year long. And that's why they have their fruit salsas. And they're perfect for that summer day that maybe you're not looking for a lot of spice. So if you're down for those fruit salsas, head over to twomeninthegarden.com. Use the QR code at the bottom of the screen. Enter the code MMP at checkout to get all that salsa shipped directly to you. They are the salsa pickle, St. Louis Salsa and Pickle Company. Like I said, they have those mild to screaming hot. But they also have those fruit salsas and those sugar-free salsas as well. They've got pickles, great for summer days, classic dill, smoky barbecue. Visit them online at twomeninthegarden.com and shop all those flavors. Hit up their social media at Two Men Salsa on Instagram and Twitter. Pete, in the entire time we've done the show, I don't think I've ever done Peter, what's happening? Did you you're a bit older than me. Did you ever get that when you were a young man, younger man? Because I don't want to date you like that. I don't want to make you older.
No, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. I am 43. But yes, Zach, I have heard that maybe 3,000 times in my life. So a good few times a month there for a while. When I was younger and Office Space was in steady rotation on everyone's cable boxes and DVD players for sure. Got that quite a bit.
Pete, there's been a bit going on this week, these last 2 weeks, I should say. We've got opportunities for past, present, and future Billikens, promotions from the coaching staff, NBA contracts, scholarship offers, just a lot of exciting, we'll call how Documents movies, this is the paper trail part of college basketball. I don't know. There's got to be a name for this, right? Sure. Hot stove season is baseball season.
Yeah. I think there's just coaching carousel season and portal season, and those are kind of one and the same. But yeah, we really don't have a formal name for all of it yet, do we?
No. You mentioned the coaching carousel season, and we are going to get to that. But first, I guess it's the bad news. I don't know. I don't want to get in trouble with Mauricio Pochettino when I call this bad news. Because, the captain, my captain, Tim Ream, number 13, he was rested in Game 3 against Turkey in the midst of the U.S. men's national team World Cup campaign. Not unexpected. But they also lost. But it's kind of a lose the battle in service of winning the war type situation. Not to bring, imagery into this situation.
I think you're right, though, Zach. I can't tell you how disappointed I was when that last goal went in. Knowing it was right at the end of the game, and just being like, "Oh, you can't, guys, you can't let that in. You can't do that." It disappointed me way more than I should have, knowing that the stakes were pretty minimal.
Let's not give people everything in the intro here. This is the tease, man. We fall into that trap way.
We do.
What are we doing here? I can't believe it, but we went through the coaching carousel in under 2 hours on Monday. And I got to say, it was the greatest coaching carousel I've ever been a part of. We'll get into it.
Yeah.
But first, let's talk men's national team. Let's talk Tim Ream. Let's talk the World Cup. As we talked about in the intro, Tim Ream did not play in Game 3. It was a 3-2 loss to Turkey. And I mean, everything about this game was everything it was clear. Um, it, it was like flashing back to pre Pochettino times,
Mm,
pre World Cup times, just seeing just that little piece of quality missing, whether it be on the defense or the offense. But it isn't, like I said in the intro, it is in service of winning the war.
mhm. Yeah, it is. I mean, he played the full game, the full 90 in game two, the 2
Right.
nil win over Australia. He was his usual rock solid self back there, captain the team. But yeah, Zach, in that 3-2 loss, you saw that the secondary back line, the backup back line, is not nearly as good as the top line that Ream leads. And it really showed on all three of those goals from the Turks, didn't it?
They,
It,
they
it
diced us out.
yeah, it did like they kind of, especially on that last one, it was kind of like watching my U12 team, and they all like they kind of get like moths to a light, and everybody goes to the ball, and it's like somebody's got to cover the back door, boys. Something that it's crazy to see even the highest level pros kind of forget. I'm honestly a little surprised to see that Miles Robinson even made the roster, given how bad FC Cincinnati's backline has been this season. So seeing him in there and kind of in the mix on a couple of those goals that went in, not entirely surprising. But yeah, we'll get back to top quality, get Ream back in there for the next game for sure.
This game, the knockout stage, the round of 32, um, it in St. Louis. This is this is crazy for St.
Yeah,
Louis.
yeah.
This,
Where are you going to watch it? Are you going to watch it anywhere that might be a little Bosnian heavy? Or are you going to make sure you're in a
but did
safe
you just
space?
start whispering when you started saying just the Bosnian? The
There's a lot of
Bosnian
them, Zach. There's
spaces.
a lot of them.
Um, I we were talking Ballpark Village, maybe.
Okay.
I mentioned Amsterdam, but it's going to be balls hot.
Yeah. Oh,
As
and you're gonna have to get there at like 2 in the afternoon.
it's gonna be, yeah, it's hot right now in St. Louis.
Hmm.
I've been baking in the sun all day. Um, Yep, maybe Ballpark Village, maybe I don't know what else is there. I like. So you know what'd be great right now? The freaking Foundry.
Where did we watch that Netherlands game 4 years
We
ago?
watched
We
it
went
at Westport
Westport Social.
Social,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
which is weird because I thought about that the other day. I was like, why was Peter in town for that game? Because I keep telling myself that the World Cup's a summer event,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I
and
forget that Qatar was over the winter.
yep, I know. I associate that World Cup more with like Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
I think that's what I was in for. Yeah.
yeah. It just it's weird like that.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh well, again, ball is hot, but well, you said Westport. Westport has a really nice turfed area.
Hmm.
Um, but I always worry. I know it's like the World Cup is in America, and everybody in America is talking about it, and that's amazing. But it's still hard to be like, oh, that outdoor space is that large TV communal area is going to show soccer,
Right.
where you're just like, it's kind of like when you go to watch Billiken basketball. You're like, are they going to have the Billiken game on?
Right. Right.
You just don't know. So I kind of am risk averse when choosing my watch parties.
Sure. Yeah, makes sense.
Um, what is there's no Cincinnati's not a there's not a Bosnian community in Cincinnati. I assume it's very concentrated in St. Louis. I
It's
feel.
really just St. Louis. Yeah.
Yeah.
And nowhere else has that high a concentration. So no, we don't have, as far as I know, any
Is there
population to speak of.
what is there what was the like which country in the World Cup you do you think Cincinnati most has ties to as far as immigrants?
Historically, it's a very German town.
Okay.
There's still German last names everywhere you go. One of the neighborhood public schools, like right across from my kid's school, is still like a German immersion school. And like, yeah, just to, like, my wife's family, anyway, it goes way, the German connection goes way back here. More modern, it's really hard to say. I don't know. This is not the most diverse community. I was surprised when what it was like there one of the cups a couple of years ago. Copa America, maybe
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah.
There were a few games here, and Guatemala played, and there was a crazy Guatemalan population here that I was just not aware of until that. But apparently, they live a little bit north of Cincinnati mostly, and work for like Kroger. They're like grow facilities. They're like
Okay.
agricultural facilities. So there's a huge Guatemalan population very near here that I had no idea about. That came out in big numbers for that. So I guess you never really know, Zach, until there's a soccer competition where your international communities are.
I'm feeling a lot of FOMO during this tournament.
Why is that?
Like we don't have a city, or we don't have any games in our city, right?
True.
So I'm bummed about that. But like,
Yeah.
also, I'd like to go to one of these games, but like,
Yeah.
it's just not happening.
Yeah. I think the closest site to me is Atlanta, and that's really not close.
Yeah, I know. What do you think about the domes?
I mean, it's not, I don't think it's the most exciting environment, but I don't know. Overall, it seems like these have been really well attended games.
It's hard to tell. Um, it's hard to really kind of tell the difference sometimes if
Yeah.
you're not really paying attention. I mean, obviously the lighting is different, and it seems like there's more slipping in this World Cup than the entire Billiken basketball history combined.
That's something
Nobody's
I've
talking.
noticed
Is
as
anybody
well.
talking about this?
I've noticed it in a few games, and I wonder if it's just because like some of these places actually do have turf most of the time, but I
Mm-hmm.
think they're required to have a grass surface for
Yeah.
this. So
Mm-hmm.
you have like a place in Vancouver that's like not even a retractable dome. That's just like a domed stadium, and they've
Mm-hmm.
just got turf in there or like grass in there for this event. So part of me wonders if it's kind of like the temporary nature of some of the surfaces. But I really don't know. That's just a uneducated guess.
I watched a video on all of that. It was, or I read it. Maybe I read an article, but it was crazy what they did. Like, I watched a video on how they set up '94 when
Okay.
they do the Astrodome,
I believe that
or
was
was
one of the
it the Olympic?
there would have been a lot more turf stadiums in general at that point.
Oh yeah, no, but there was only one, and I think it was for the women's world. No, not '94. Was it
Women's World
'94
Cup
or
here
'90?
was 99.
No, I know. I'm trying to remember if it was the men. I think it was the men's '94. Um, yeah, I can't wait for this round of 32 matchup. I mean, I would love to assume that the United States are going to handle business in this, but I mean, it's the World Cup, and
Yeah.
um, uh, I don't know. I've just really I've been enjoying the World Cup. For everything that comes with it. It's been I think it's gone off with pretty much no hitch.
Yeah, I think
Um,
that's mostly true. There's definitely been some, the Iranian team kind of getting screwed around, like having to go through Mexico and like having some visa issues and stuff like that. And they were, the closest team to not make it to the knockout round. And then I know there was like the story about some fans and refs and things like that with some visa issues, but I think
oh
aside
that
from that, the only thing overall that I would just say is just like how like screwed people have gotten with like ticket prices. Like there's
oh dude.
I just think of like everybody seems to be having such a good time and it's been such a positive experience, but at the same time, a lot of the international fans are like, yeah, I like took out a loan to do this. And like I wish
Hey,
people did not have to like
this really is the most American World Cup of all
it really
time.
is. I'm going into long-term debt to see this. I wish I wish FIFA and in
Yeah.
general the ticket prices had not been just so egregiously high. I think all of this would have been a lot more fun without that.
I think the biggest thing I've noticed is that every game feels like the US Open when they pan to the crowd, like tennis. Like
Oh,
it just
like the
feels
most
like
like genteel.
yeah, sanitize, like
Yeah, sure, sure.
thing around their neck,
Yeah,
the lanyard around their neck.
well
It just,
dressed and
yes, like, and I don't know. I could be, overgeneralizing. It's just maybe it's the color of the like the the FIFA logos and you know what I mean, like the
sure.
blue and the I don't know, but I don't know. It's been fun. The games have been good.
Yeah.
The pace of play stuff, like the VAR improvements, have been great.
I don't like the hydration breaks. I think
No, fuck the hydration
that's pretty
breaks.
cynical
No, it's awful.
commercial breaks. Is they're just call them commercial breaks and just say like, yeah, we're cheating here. This is not supposed to happen.
No, that's ridiculous. I do think that there is going to be a major jump in American soccer popularity. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, beyond the norm, like beyond the general World Cup and beyond even hosting it World Cup. Like, I just think you're gonna see MLS take off. I think there's gonna be a lot more players willing to come over here to play. That
Yeah.
I'm not saying popularity. I'm saying you're gonna see a lot more better talent. I think it's going to end up opening a freer market within the MLS.
The last I saw, the MLS was number 5 in terms of where goal scorers are, like their club teams. After like obviously the Premier League and La Liga and a couple others, MLS was number 5 in terms of like the goal where the goal scorers play their club teams. Now a little bit of that is skewed because of
Messi,
Messi, yeah, and he's already got what 5 goals. So
unbelievable. That guy's like ridiculous.
oh yeah, oh yeah. So
Um,
anyway, but yeah, I think you're right, Zach. I think just like this is a big step forward in the game's enduring popularity, I think. Here.
um, yeah. Did you know? Fun fact. I guess Amy Hopfinger, class of 2003, St. Louis University,
Yeah.
is the chief business and strategy officer for the 2026 World Cup.
I only learned that this week, Zach,
I
and
do.
that
Is that a name I should know? Am I an
you know,
asshole that I don't know that name?
no, I didn't know it either. And apparently she has just kind of quietly toiled in the sort of behind the scenes in the US soccer organization. She kind of backed into it. Like coming out of college, it was not like what she intended to do. She winds up in US soccer and here like 20 plus years later that she's been with that organization and she is their chief business and strategy officer. So a lot of just a lot of the decisions that have been made around this cup have come from her and yeah, SLU alum and everything.
Yeah, Dan Flynn, the Flynn family. So yeah, I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so Hopfinger was her dad. Bill was a athletic trainer at SLU.
Yeah. Which is what I think she
Okay,
was originally setting out to get
yeah,
into and then kind of pivoted, got into business and then got a job with US Soccer.
rock on, man.
Yeah, and here she is. So very cool.
Well, yeah, I mean, we know Chris Sloan works for SoFi Stadium. He like runs that place.
That's what he would like you to think, for sure. But yeah,
He
maybe
does no, he doesn't want you to know that.
he doesn't want you to, right.
No, he like I mean, didn't I mean it's been a couple years now. Has it been long enough that the Rams have moved that like he was wary about working for the LA Rams when he came on our show?
I think it's been long enough now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I drop that he like I had to like downplay that he
Right.
worked for Kroenke?
Yeah, he helped move the Rams back to LA.
Yeah, no, that is not true. Chris, please don't sue me.
It was his decision.
I don't need two Chris's mad at me. That's one too many Chris's, Pete.
Yeah, you don't need it.
Anything else on the World Cup, man? I wanted to shamelessly plug my man crush's latest podcast. Pablo Torre put out some stuff on Grant Wall, who I really didn't read a lot of. I mean, obviously, his shit was ubiquitous
Yeah.
if you followed soccer at any point, but like I wasn't like an avid reader. But Just really, really good stuff on that, and the World Cup. Go listen to him. He's unbelievable, Pablo Torre.
Yeah. Having a that by the way, like I that was a really strange moment when Grant Wall died,
Yeah,
covering the last World Cup, and it was the timing of that could not have been more
crazier.
strange and
Yes.
lead to more kind of like, whoa, what is this all about? Yeah.
Well, they got into that on the show and how like his wife really wanted the exact cause of death.
Mm,
He wanted she was like, we need to know exactly, like not to just like not in a conspiratorial way, just like I want to shut down everything. I want to like,
right.
I want people to know this wasn't nefarious.
Sure. Right.
But so it's interesting. Go listen to it. It just again, Pablo Torre finds out is one of the best long form shows going. Um, Pete, let's talk. Let's get into men's basketball.
Yeah.
Uh, Dusty May, Dusty freaking May. Um, this guy's trying to ruin my day. What was that? A week ago? Monday?
Yeah.
Was it Monday?
Last Monday morning. Yeah.
Yeah, he tried to ruin my day. I was
He
having a
re
good morning.
He really did, Zach. He threw us a bit of a curveball and sent SLU fans on quite a ride Monday morning when it was announced that he accepted the head coaching job for the Dallas Mavericks. And of course, you know what happened from here. Trilly Donovan and others mentioned shirts if Michigan didn't go with the interim coaching route, elevating an internal coach for the season. But that's exactly what they did that same morning. It just took a couple hours. And luckily for me, Zach, I happened to be online and saw right when the announcement was made and like fell back in my chair, couldn't believe it. I'm like, it's mid-June. Why is this happening now? And why do we have to deal with this now? But
What in the Darren Hendrickson is going on here?
but luckily, I say work got really busy. I couldn't avoid it, and for the next 3 hours, I was pretty much locked into work. So by the time that I went back on my phone to kind of see what was the latest, it had already it had already resolved itself.
You and I are so different.
I really had to lock in and get some stuff done.
There is not a. I don't know. I can't say that out loud. I shouldn't say that on record.
So okay, so
I shouldn't put that on
off the
record.
record, because we're not recording this, Zach. It's just a conversation between friends. What actually was your ride that morning? How up
I
and down were you with all of this?
I I I I wasn't. I kind of at this point. I had kind of almost exit like I went. I went down a thought experiment, I guess you'd call it, where
Okay.
I realized that it would make no sense for Josh Schertz to leave SLU right now, like
Okay,
in the middle of July or middle of June. It was that like he would like not everybody's going to stay there at Michigan if he gets named the coach.
that's right.
So he's going to have to go find guys, and it's not going to turn around quick.
Yeah.
Like it's a stupid decision.
And the best guys are already
Yeah,
spoken for.
yeah,
Right.
and what you're going to bring all this SLU guys, and no offense, but are Michigan fans going to be cool with that?
Oh, this team that we just beat,
Yeah,
now he's taking a look
yeah,
at.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and it's I just think that like, and to be honest, that all could be explained away. That's not at all a rock solid thought process. But like, I don't know, it just didn't make sense. Like
Hmm.
I no, and I kind of got wind right away. I saw
Yeah.
the notification and then eventually got wind that it was they were thinking about going with the assistant.
Right.
So
Who's been a head
it
coach before?
yeah, and I was like, okay, so that's not going to be a thing. It's fine. Um, and it is what it is. I'm pretty set with the season. I know what we're gonna get, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it really only takes one credible,
Mm-hmm.
reputable person to kind of panic or spread a rumor or sound an alarm, before the whole fan base is sort of like wringing their hands and worried and stuff like that. And I think that's kind of what it was. But there really wasn't anything to it. And so I'm glad I didn't have to actually sit there and go on that ride. I think I would have been annoyed. But but I kind of knew what was going to be happening, right? As long as that was going on, and I'm glad it resolved so quickly. And they named Boynton interim coach. It's it's just like, oh, just of all of the things to happen right now, don't do that.
Yes.
Don't do that to us. Don't do that to our emotions.
Speaking of rides, you ever think about the Yuri Collins live stream? You ever just like in the randomly through the day, just think about it?
Was that the whole Tennessee thing? Is that what you're talking
Yeah.
about?
Do you
Yeah.
remember just being on Twitter
Yeah.
spaces? Do you ever just think about how insane that is? Does that ever just pop into your head? Because it
Uh,
does quite often.
yeah, those things, yeah, you're right. They do pop into your head and how far we've come, right?
And how far away that is.
Yeah,
Like how far removed are we from that? That's crazy. And it's only been like 4 years, I guess.
I
three
know.
years. I don't know. Um, some solid news for our outgoing Billikens. Two have been signed to Exhibit 10 contracts. And to be honest with you, these two are the players on the roster who I could most see taking that Jordan Goodwin route to
Mhm.
a long, successful NBA career.
Yeah, Zach. So the first one is Dion Brown. That's the first one we heard about, who signed an Exhibit 10 deal with the Brooklyn Nets. And then Robbie Avila signed one with the LA Lakers. So these are 1 year contracts that put guys on the summer league roster, preseason roster, and usually end up with the team's G League affiliate. And then there are some bonuses, if they play 60 or more days with the G League team, those can eventually be converted into two-way contracts. But I think this is kind of more or less where it started with Goodwin. And it's funny you mentioned Goodwin, Zach, because Brown, that's the player like SLU fans most often compare him to, right? 6'3" guy, does the little things. He's got that dog. He's a defender. He's a rebounder. So there's a bit of that Goodwin in him. And then Avila, college Jokic, as some people have called him, also has a really unique game. I know that, they talked about the body, the athleticism. Some of those measurables are just not there with him. But he's one of those guys like you watch him play, maybe he gets some run in the summer league and teams kind of look at him more and more. So these guys are getting their opportunities, Zach, and I think that's all you can ask for.
Apparently, you can get G League jerseys online. So I'm going to get me a South Bay Lakers and a
Ooh,
Long Island Nets.
there you go.
Um, I just no, I'm excited to see what these guys can do when it's all basketball.
Yeah.
Like Dion Brown is a tireless worker. He is put the team on. He is that Jordan Goodwin dog.
Yep.
That when he can, you know, when he can feed all his energy into being that player, I feel like he has what it takes to do that.
Hmm.
And then Robbie, I think, um, I think I'm interested. Like he's the guy that's going to study the game and just get better at these little skills and just be smooth that pistol Pete, but at the top of the key or the top of the down low in the post. Um, and I just can't wait to see what they can do when they're working full time on those things.
Yeah, really excited for it. With Robbie, those measurables are never going to be there. He's never
Nope.
going to be a guy with a great vertical or who's going to, do any of the things that kind of pop in preseason camps or any of those kind of things. So you just kind of got to have him run with your team and play basketball and just kind of sort of like reveal his value over time.
Yes. Yes.
So I'm really curious to see what happens when he gets more of a look.
Alex Peevler, or sorry, no, Jordan Goodwin. Jordan
Yeah.
Goodwin first. Um, he has signed his first real NBA contract. I can't believe this is his first real NBA contract. The fact that I just said that statement is surprising to me.
And I think the word real is doing a bit of work there, Zach. But the point is, like, he's always been on kind of these league minimum salaries, right? Like the Exhibit 10 and the two-way, and it's just like just creeping up and up and up and up and kind of getting to those league minimums. Now he's out of that league minimum and can actually go make some money. And it's in the form of 3 years, 19 million, with the third year as a player option to stay in Phoenix, Zach. So 2 years guaranteed means he's set up for an even nicer payday after the first two. And the Suns like him because he does the dirty work, those little things,
Mhm.
leading the team in steals. Like he's an A+ culture fit. That's the kind of stuff that makes you popular with your teammates and your coaches. And so, in the context of today's NBA, this isn't huge money, but it's a really nice deal for an undrafted reserve. And it's a chance for something even bigger in the near future. You know, if he has two good, productive, healthy seasons, you're going to see a bigger number in that next one 3 years from now. I'm really, really excited for him, Zach. I mean, because even this deal, even if this, say this is it, right? $19 million plus the few million he's made before. If he's smart with his money, he's someday NBA pension. Like he's set up for life. He's in a really good situation for himself and his family. But he's got the potential to make even more, to earn even more down the road. And I just couldn't be happier for him. He's worked his way. He's done the work for this, Zach.
I'm going to need a new Jordan Goodwin jersey. So if
Yeah.
anybody would like to send me one, my birthday's coming up. That'd be awesome. Uh, yeah, no, it's crazy,
Yeah.
crazy. Um, it's yeah, it's a testament to his kind of character and his ability to work. Um, Alex Peevler will be leaving SLU for an assistant coaching job at Oregon State. He was a grad assistant here last season, focused on player development. Pete, is it time to ask if Josh Schertz has trouble keeping assistants?
I think it is, Zach. I think the cracks in the dam are really starting to show.
Yeah, yeah, man, I'm worried. This peeves me off.
It it really does. It really does.
I
It
it
really
didn't it
should.
that didn't hit in the Discord, so I thought I'd try it here. I just
I,
I bombed in the Discord. Had to.
there are a lot of people laughing that you just can't hear right now, Zach.
Right, right,
Laughing to
right,
themselves. Yep.
right. Not at me though. Not at me.
No, of course not.
No, no. Um, Jason Fang is noted that or Josh Hurt says that Jason Fang will be on every staff that he ever coaches. Is the head coach of.
Mhm.
So I think it's no surprise that he's been promoted to video and analytics coordinator. He had been the grad assistant for the past two seasons.
Yeah, along with Peepler, grad assistant, but different functions, right? Peepler more player development, and he's more the video analytics kind of stuff. He's great at it. They love him. He followed Shirts from Indiana State, and he is, yeah, they're finding ways to keep him long term. So I love this. Like anytime you could take a grad assistant and give him more of a permanent role, this is super cool. And from everything I hear, he is just brilliant at this kind of stuff. So really excited to have him in that role. Grad assistants, as we saw with Peevler, as soon as they get that next role, they got to take it. It's the nature of the job. So kudos to them for making sure that next role is within the program still.
We have an open practice. We are at that point.
Amazing.
Um, I, July 2nd, doors open at 5 p.m. Action starts at 6. Parking in the Fred Weber lot, limited concessions, autographs afterwards. There's a free ticket link on the official site. So I guess it's just they want to know how many people are going to show up.
Hmm.
So head over there and get your free ticket. And we're going to have a summer practice.
Yeah, Zach, this is it's exciting. It feels really soon, right? I mean, it's this week. It's like the same day, if I'm not yeah, that's the World Cup day. So it's just a few hours before. So you could
Is
parlay
it?
this
Damn
into the
it.
World Cup thing, right?
I can't parlay this.
If you're not trying
Is
to get
that's
like
a different day? I thought one was a Tuesday and one was a Wednesday.
I mean,
Yes.
correct.
Wait, no.
No, these are the same day.
Oh, I screwed up. I looked at this. No. No, 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 no. Wednesday is the USA game, July 1st, right?
You are right. This is July 2nd, which I thought was
Yeah.
Wednesday. Ooh,
God.
okay.
Hmm.
Sorry, I got my days off.
Mm.
That's on me, Zach. That's on me.
Ah.
I thought the fourth was a Friday, but it's a Saturday.
Yeah. All
All
right.
right. Yep. No conflict. No conflict. You can
No
do both.
conflict.
You could still go to Amsterdam Tavern and camp out and reserve your spot there if you got to.
Um, let's talk about the A10 opponents because they have been announced. Some really interesting stuff for both of us, I think.
Yeah, I think so, Zach. Home and homes, no major surprises here. We've got Dayton, Loyola, VCU. You can pretty much lock those three in. But for the other ones, we get LaSalle and St. Joe's, the Philly schools. And then this year's home only games are Bonaventure, Rhode Island, Mason, and Davidson. Away only is going to be Duquesne, George Washington, Fordham, and Richmond. So, Zach, when you look at those matchups, we don't have dates yet, so we don't know the order or anything like that. But just looking at those dates, what are your kind of initial impressions here?
Can I convince my girlfriend to go to LaSalle and Fordham?
Hmm.
See that? See, those are two, like they're destination cities, but like not great destination cities for like
New York and
touristy
Philly?
stuff. Yeah, like
I would
I
say New
mean,
York is
like in the
probably
winter,
considered a great.
or in the
Okay.
late fall, like it's just like cold, wet. Like the convincing her to go to a warm or to go to a colder climate
Hmm.
than what she's in now is a bad idea. Like it's not going to happen.
I don't know if they're necessarily colder, but yeah, they're definitely not warmer. They're not going to be.
Like I'm just saying, the closer you get, like.
They're both technically
The
north.
Northeast is a tundra in my head. All right, I
The,
picture it. Consistently looks like Home Alone 2. All right,
you're. I was just going to say, have her watch Home Alone 2, and she'll be like, ah, New
she
York in
loves
the
Home
winter.
Alone 2.
Home Alone, come on, New York at Christmas time is magical. Yeah,
It is.
Philadelphia is going to be a tougher
It is
sell.
a tough sell. I really should we. I think we need to just. I think we just need to make that happen. You and me. Then.
Okay, yeah. Well, let's hope. So here's the thing. Like the question is, are they going to back those Philly dates, right? Like sometimes what they'll do is have St.
Mm,
Joe's on Wednesday and LaSalle on Saturday, or vice versa. So the risk here, I guess what I'm saying is like we don't want those all to be weeknights, right? We don't want those to
no,
be Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday nights. If those are weekends, that's the key,
I,
right?
I just want the LaSalle. Like I don't
Mm.
care about the St. Joe's game. I'm coming for just LaSalle because I just want to see the Gola boys and
You
hang out
want to
with
see the,
you. I want to hang out with you, but like also
of
the
course.
Gola, but the Gola boys.
You want to see that new, you want to bring your swimsuit. You want to see the new,
Yes,
the gym. You want to get down to the basement
the
and,
speedo is coming out.
I would love nothing more if like on camera after the game, we just see you tear away pants, throw them on the floor, run across the floor in your speedo, and sprint down the stairs to the pool.
Yes,
That's
that was on my list. How did you know? How goodness, we've been doing this together too long.
we got to make that happen, Zach. We got to make it happen. If you don't swim in that pool, the whole show will be have for naught.
To be honest with you, the LaSalle, I can't the dignitary from LaSalle that I met. I guess I met the athletic director, or maybe the
Hmm.
president. I think I met the president of the university because it wasn't Ash. Um, I do. He seems like he'd be down for it.
He,
He does seem like a chill guy like that.
I listened to the Gola Boys, our counterparts for LaSalle, just a couple of chucklehead fans who do
Yeah,
the podcast. They got to interview the president for a good half hour or so, and he seems like the
Beezer
kind of
call
guy.
us.
He seems like the kind of guy who would be up for letting you get a little goofy.
What does the schedule look like for you as far as where you might be able to catch the Bills?
Yeah, two games in Richmond in the city of Richmond is always good for me. The years where we play both at Richmond and VCU, it's a chance to see my brother and nephew and sister-in-law. The other thing this year, Zach, that I like, we avoid the worst road trips. So Bonaventure, obviously, is always the weirdest one. Rhode Island is the farthest away, so we avoid that too. You've got Fordham and Richmond, which are really not intimidating road games. SLU played poorly at Duquesne last year and won, and then they played poorly at GW 2 years ago and almost won in the end after being down most of that game. So, there's a lot of winnable games here. A10 road games, we know they're always tricky. We're always going to run into something like Rhode Island last season, but the toughest ones remain Dayton and VCU, which we already know we're going to have every year. And I don't think there's anything else close to those. Having two Philly schools as the home and home, I think is pretty interesting. We had LaSalle as one last year, so it's weird to have that again. Like I said before, I'm wondering if both of those are going to be the same week. And I kind of honestly like Duquesne as a home and home. For a while, it felt like this was going to be a fixture along with Dayton. But then Loyola joined the league, and now they want to keep Dayton and VCU and SLU together as kind of that top tier, which is fine. But selfishly, I kind of like all the Western teams to be together, and Duquesne is closer than those other East Coast cities. So, look, Dayton and SLU and VCU all having each other as home and homes is a no-brainer, as long as these three are the programs committing the most to their basketball program. So overall, no complaints. This is solid and no major surprises here. So we'll just kind of see what the order of things is, because sometimes you can wind up with something pretty front loaded or back loaded that can really impact kind of the trajectory of your season.
Uh, Pete, your forte recruiting. There's some news on this front. Break it down for the people.
Yeah, Zach, we put out a lot of new offers in the last week and a half or so.
This is the section of the show where I shut up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go to the
Yeah,
bathroom,
I'm
fill your
just.
water, whatever you got to do.
Yeah, I got. I'm just gonna check Twitter.
I made these a little shorter than I normally have,
I'm
just because.
sure there'll be nothing that'll make me angry.
So June 15th was the first day SLU could contact class of 2028 players directly. And they wound up making several offers, but not just in that class. They've got one to the class of 2027, Jalen Mitchell, 6'7", 220-pound forward from Evansville. He plays for Brad Beal Elite, and it looks like he's going to play for Vashon in St. Louis for his senior year, which would be his fourth different place in 4 seasons. He's still a top 100 player, but hasn't gotten new offers in a while. He was a much higher level recruit earlier on, heading into and out of his sophomore year. So really versatile player, good frame, does a bit of everything. Other offers: Illinois, Ohio State, Maryland, Mizzou, Notre Dame, TCU, Arizona State, Memphis, and the local schools for him, Evansville and Southern Indiana. He hasn't gotten an offer in a year until SLU, so I'm kind of curious which ones of those are still committable. But really interesting. It's going to be to follow him this year. Vashon just played at Evansville in kind of a summer event for the high school teams, and I know SLU had some coaches out there, and he visited campus this week. So definitely want to watch there. 2028, a lot of offers in this class. The first one was Mamadou John Barry, 7'1" center from Vianney, plays for Gateway AAU. SLU is only his second offer after Oral Roberts, and then he got one from Lindenwood after us. Interest is really starting to mount, though. He's an excellent shot blocker, obviously at 7'1", dunks everything he can on offense. Really good instinct for offensive rebounds and putbacks. Good coordination for his size. A bit raw, but I really like him. Titus Moore was the next one, 6'6", 220, from Logan Rogersville in Rogersville, Missouri, the other part of the state. KC Run GMC AAU, which is Under Armour. He helped Logan Rogersville to a Class 4 state title as a sophomore. Lots of offensive skill, inside-out scoring, passing, rebounding. You like what he does for his size. Other offers right now are Creighton, Nebraska, Iowa, Iowa State, Drake, and Missouri State. Those four: Creighton, Nebraska, Iowa, Iowa State. I think he's visited all of them, and they've been on him for a while. So it's going to be tough to peel him away from one of those four. I think those would be my favorites for him currently. Keaton Murray, 6'4" guard from Putnam North in Oklahoma City, and Mocan Elite. He's a top 75 player in the class. Just a nice all-around guard, smooth, athletic, three-level scoring, confident, left-handed. A bit of everything there. Other offers right now: Indiana, Mizzou, TCU, Oral Roberts. He'll get a lot more though. Mohamed Karuma, 6'9", 220 forward from Chaminade, also plays for Gateway AAU, top 100-ish, depending on which rating service you're looking at. Also left-handed. He's strong, physical, active, agile, blocks shots. He runs the floor, finishes, can step out and shoot a little bit. Other offers right now, just Lindenwood in Central Michigan. He's just starting to break out. Was really good in a game against Webster Groves over at Evansville. He had a game-winning free throw, a couple other nice plays that we saw. Jameer Nelson, not Jameer Nelson, but Jermir. He's a 6'3" guard out of Carmel Christian in the Charlotte area, and Team CP3, which is a Nike EYBL AAU program. Skilled, physical, athletic two-way combo guard, explosive when he has space, gets downhill, shoots the three, makes plays. Other offers right now: East Carolina, Coastal Carolina, Old Dominion, UNC Greensboro, High Point. So a lot of mid-majors in his neck of the woods that we're getting involved with. The next one, Zach, is Amadou Bamba Toure. He's a 7-foot center. He just transferred from IMG Academy to Prolific Prep, which is another Florida school. Originally from Senegal, he plays AAU for Treyman Elite, which is a Puma program. He's a top 5 player in the whole class of 2028, a true 5-star. He does everything. He's super long, blocks everything close to him, great hands and feet, high level finisher, can step out and shoot, has handles. Slew really has a lot of guts for getting involved here because he's a big time player. Offers from Indiana, Ole Miss, Florida State, Georgia, and UNLV, but that list is going to explode in the coming weeks and months here. Austin Burley, 6'5" guard from West Valley High School in Yakima, Washington, and Select Basketball, which is a Puma program. Big guard who does everything: rebounds, passes, scores on 3 levels. He had multiple triple doubles as a sophomore. He comes from a big basketball family. His parents played at Colorado State, siblings, cousins, everybody played college ball. Other offers right now are just Washington, Washington State, Seattle, and Colorado State. So he's got the local programs, the legacy program that I think will be tough to compete with there. Davion Sharif Delaney, also out of Washington State, 6'3" guard from Tacoma, Select Basketball, just like Burley, they're AAU teammates. Big time scorer and rebounder. He passed the 1,000-point mark as a sophomore, led his team to a runner-up finish at state this year. Top 125 player. Other offers right now are Washington, Utah, West Virginia, Boise State, Washington State, Loyola Marymount, Cal State Northridge, and Montana. And then just a couple days ago, we heard about Kalen Steinbeck, who's a 6'7" guard wing from Abraham Lincoln High School in Council Bluffs, Iowa, right across from Omaha, and plays for ETG Midwest, which is an Adidas program. Long, lean scoring guard. He can light it up from outside, guards any position, really smart cutter off the ball. Maybe a bit of a Luke Lachkowski kind of player in that regard. He's a natural fit on a Shirts team for sure. Other offers: Creighton, Nebraska right now, both recent. So he's just hitting the level where programs are believing that he's a mid-high major program at the D1 level. And then the last one from the class of 2028, Kalen Steinbeck, 6'7" guard wing out of Abraham Lincoln High School in Council Bluffs, Iowa, right across from Omaha, and ETG Midwest, which is an Adidas AAU program. Long, lean scoring guard who can light it up from outside. He guards any position. Really smart cutter off the ball, kind of a Luke Lachkowski in that regard. He's a natural fit on a Shirts team for sure. Other offers right now, just Creighton and Nebraska, and both of them are pretty recent. So programs of that level are just kind of starting to believe that this kid, is ready for that level. And then 2029 offers, Zach, Majok Ater from Principia. He's a 6'9" forward. SLU and Mizzou are the first to offer. Long, lean, versatile, athletic, skilled, great bounce for his size, chases offensive rebounds and putbacks, smooth jumper, really elite rebounder and shot blocker, plays really hard. He's a local, given that he's a local recruit, it's exciting, but also I think somebody has him ranked as high as number 13 in the class of 2029. So don't be surprised if he ends up as a five-star, you know, in this class pretty soon. He'll be one to watch.
Um, just reiterating, July 2nd and July 31st. Well, we didn't even mention the 31st. July 2nd will be the first open practice, and then they'll have one again on the 31st. So exciting things coming around the corner for Billiken basketball. Um, Pete, and our summertime men's basketball coverage has been presented by Two Men and a Garden.
Yes, it has, Zach. And I noticed something on their Kitchen Hub link on their website. There's some new stuff over there as their Kitchen Hub operation expands. If you like Antonino's Taverna on the Hill, which I do, I think most people do, they now have the salad dressings, the Italian style and the Greek style available. And they have not just the marinara, but they've got the pink sauce. If you're familiar with that over there, the
Oh
Italian
my
style
God.
pink sauce.
Wait, oh wait, not the pink lady sauce. Like the you remember the pink sauce?
I don't.
Oh
No.
my, this woman came up with I just go well, finish the ad. We'll talk
If
about
you're
it.
familiar with Antonino's, they've got their house, what they call their pink sauce. A little bit different than the marinara. It's fantastic. Anyway, all this stuff is over there on Two Men in a Garden right now. Go to their Kitchen Hub STL products, and you can find all four of them. They're great. And we still have our code is active, MMP at checkout. Tell them we sent you, get free shipping. It's totally worth it. Twomeninagarden.com.
Let's talk about the women's basketball team. Uh, the schedule. We have A10 opponents, just like the men.
We do,
Uh,
Zach. It came out the next day. That's right.
Home and home will be Dayton, Loyola, Rhode Island, Davidson, and St. Joe's. The home only will be Duquesne, LaSalle, George Mason, and GW. Away will be VCU, St. Bonaventure, Fordham, and Richmond. Obviously, the top. It's the top teams. We're playing them twice, essentially,
Yeah, I think
except for Dayton, I guess.
yeah, so Davidson and Rhodey, two of the top four last season, they played twice. I don't think either of
Well, we
those
don't
teams
have
will be
Richmond.
quite as good again. We don't have Richmond, we don't have Mason. Mason was one of the top ones last year, twice. So we've got half of them, right? And Rhodey's got a new coach now that Tammy has moved on to Florida. And Davidson lost their best player, Sharice Dunn, who was kind of a 4-year star for them. So I think both of those teams will be down a little bit. So I'm kind of curious to see how the power structure in this league reshapes. Dayton, St. Joe's, Loyola, the other home and homes were all right around 500 or within a game of 500. And then of the road only games, only Richmond was good last season. The home only games kind of run the gamut. One's really good, one bad, two kind of in the middle. So I think it's a really balanced schedule, Zach, in terms of like they're not facing all the best teams on the road, right? Or not all the best teams are home and homes. I think there's a little bit of balance here, but what's been interesting in their schedule in recent years is they've had like a very front loaded or a very back loaded schedule in terms of like when they play the good teams. So that's what I'm kind of curious to see is how that shakes out. Because if they at least have some balance there, you at least don't risk like a gauntlet section of the season like you've had the last few years, I think.
I am super interested to see what this women's team can do because I do think this is a salvageable. Like I've said it, I think Tillett can turn this around. Um, I don't think this is a a lost staff.
No, I don't think so either. And the other thing here is like they're kind of acting like on social media that they're ready to go, they're done, like the team's together. But I would not be surprised if within the next month or two we see a late signing out of the blue. So that's something I'm also watching for.
A little more to talk about track and field. Dalton Perry He competed on the 18th at the USA Track and Field 2026 U20 Outdoor Championships in Eugene, Oregon. This event serves as the selection event for Team USA at the 2026 World Athletics U20 Championships, which is also being held in Eugene, Oregon later this summer. As a freshman this season, Perry broke the school record in the javelin at the Atlantic 10 Outdoor Championships. His throw of 61.35 meters earned him a bronze medal. Perry is the seventh Billiken in school history to compete at the USATF U20 Championships and the first since Lance Mueller in 2016, the first Billiken to compete in a throwing event at the meet. Perhaps it's time to talk about the throwing coach over there. If we had the shot put, and now we or was it the hammer throw? I could not remember.
It was the guy who does it was Tristan Boatman who does both hammer and shot put. But hammer is what he did at the NCAA regionals, and then on the women's side it was the javelin. Maddie Rold.
Okay.
So yeah, it's all the throwing stuff that they've been doing really well in.
How about the volleyball schedule, Pete? It's out.
It is out, Zach. It opens with the Billiken Invitational at the end of August, featuring UIC, Buffalo, and Lindenwood. Saluki Bash the following weekend with SIUC and Merrimack. Then the Xavier Tournament in Cincinnati with Bowling Green and Austin P along with the host. So I'm going to try and catch some of that. The Missouri Challenge, which is an awesome event, returns. This time played at Kansas City with SEMO and Missouri State joining. I'm really glad they're keeping this going and rotating. SLU hosted the inaugural version last season. A10 home matches, Zach, are GW, Loyola, Fordham, VCU, and Rhode Island. And then away, they will play Duquesne, Dayton, George Mason, Loyola, and Davidson. Those Loyola ones are just kind of usually midweek one-offs, so that's why they split those. But any thoughts on that general volleyball schedule?
I'm interested to see what they do with the Missouri Challenge if Mizzou gets involved. Is Mizzou going to be like a fifth team or whatever, so we get through Kansas City, SEMO, and Missouri State hosting, and then Mizzou hosting with one of those teams missing out, and then rotates to St. Louis. I don't know. I do know that a new coach has been hired, an assistant coach. It's Anna Baer, who was promoted from the support staff last season. She assisted with the practice planning, scouting, preparation, team travel ops, student athlete development. Beatty also had Matt Breitbarth as an assistant coach, comes to SLU from North Dakota. He was at Rhode Island, Chicago State, Northern Iowa prior. 2021 graduate of Illinois. He led the club team to a national championship and was named All-American as a setter. He was also a practice player for the women's team there. So, stuff going on with every sport, maybe save for women's and women's soccer. Pete, that's going to do it. Roll Bills.